Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jack from cruisecasinomafia.com. Haven't had a public video out in a few days. So busy with stuff on the back end for the private members and a lot of other stuff going on. It's always a lot of work to put out enough content. And also the testing that goes on for some of these things behind the scenes, most people don't realize. So it's not just popping out a 15-minute video. It's really doing a lot of testing, reviewing a lot of different things that are being thrown at us, and then taking our own theories and concepts and testing those as well. So right now, I personally am working on a major project in Baccarat. And it's not something that I can talk about. It's not something publicly I can talk about, but boy, the more things you see and the more theories and concepts that you play with, the more eye-opening things can be. So for today, I'm going to show you guys something that I had done privately. I had shown videos. This is another money management technique. And then somebody recently said that what we were showing, privately quite a while back, someone else just did a video that was fairly similar. So that's kind of cool. I never, like I always tell you guys, it's not about ego. I'm glad that people come to the same interesting conclusions, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whose idea it is. I could care less. If it's something that I can show you guys that works well, or is something to get you to think about another way of looking at bet selection or money management, then I'm more than happy to do it. So this is similar to what we've done. This other channel that someone recently just showed me doing something like this, they're utilizing it with the columns. Our original concept was using it with the dozens. So we'll just stick to our original dozen concept, and I will show you guys how it works. So the way that, the payout on the dozens and the columns is 2-to-1. So you can use this money management for lots of things. And the big deal with me is testing out lots of different money managements, because I really believe that 80% of making money is in the money management. And that's what we teach on the private side of cruisecasinomafia.com. So let me just show you something that's a little bit unique, and it's fairly safe. And that's the whole point, right? We're not martingaleing. We're not going crazy. We're taking a slow approach to either getting out of the hole or making money. So let's just use $10 units because it'll be easier. So what we used to call this is the plateau money management. I think that's what we always refer to this as plateau money management or tier money management. And this other channel is calling it cycles. I like cycles, so that's really cool. So this is cycle A, cycle B, cycle C, or tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Your base unit for this is whatever you want it to be. Obviously, you have to have enough bankroll. So these are units. This is not dollar amounts. These are units. So here's what we're going to do. Let's spin without betting, and we'll let us know. So that was in dozen number 2. So we'll play follow the leader for this. And if you guys don't like follow the leader, you can do the one that hasn't shown up the most, or whatever bet selection you really like when you use dozens or columns. So now, like I said, we're going to use a $10 bet. So we're on level 1 here, or tier 1. So level 1 is 1 unit. So we're going to put $10 here, and we're going to spin. And we don't win. Okay. So now that was in dozen number 1. So our second bet after, after a loss is still a 1 unit. So now we're going to bet 1 unit again in the first dozen. So you see how we're not progressing. And we win. Okay. So now, anytime you win in the sequence, you're going to go back to the initial bet. So now we're going to go back to a $10 or a 1 unit bet, I should say. So we're going to be right here, since that's where we're doing follow the leader, because it doesn't really matter here. Okay. And we're going to do another $10 bet unit 1. and we lose. So we're going bet unit 2, which is this 1 unit bet, and we're going to be over here. And we win. Okay, so we're up 2 units right now. You see that, right? So that was a 15 in here. And because we won, we're going back to our 1 unit bet again, right? So we're betting 1 unit again, but now we're at the start of the tier again, or the plateau, or whatever you want to call it, cycle. And we win again, all right? So we're up $40 right now, and we're going to go back since we won, and we're always going to return to this 1 unit bet, and we're going to do a $10 bet or a 1 unit bet again, a 1 unit bet, a $10 increment. We lose. Okay, it was over here. So now we're going to be on our second 1 unit bet over here. So we're still on our 10 unit bet. 1 unit bet, I'm sorry. Okay, we won. All right, so we're returning to our 1 unit bet again, and we're over here. So you see how that works. Okay, we lose. So we're going to move to the 3rd dozen, and we're on our second unit here of 1. And that's a 0, so we know we lost. So we're going to have to spin. We'll spin for free. Okay, so this is our 3rd 1 unit bet. We're right here right now, right? And now we're still on a 1 unit, so we're going to bet 10 here. And if we lose, we're going to the 2. Okay, we lost. So now we're going to do our first 2 unit bet, so that's $20. We lost. We're going to do our second 2 unit bet over here at $20. We lost. So now we're going to do our 3 unit bet over here. Okay, we lost, which is great because now I can show you how this works. So we went all the way across the board here, right, on our tier 1. So now we have to go to tier 2. But notice how we're only down 5 units because we didn't go martingaling like crazy. There's no reason to do that because these are 2-to-1 payouts, right, on the columns and the dozens. So this keeps you in control when it comes to betting these 2-to-1 bets. And this is a very interesting way to do the 2 unit bets. I mean the 2-to-1 payout bets. So now we're on tier B, and we're going to start out with our first bet, which is 2 units. So now we're jumping actually back down to our 2 units instead of progressing forward. So here we go. So we're going to do our 2 unit bet, and that's going to be here since that's where the last one hit. So this is a $20 bet or a 2 unit bet. And we win. So when we win here, we're going to go back. We're going to go back because we won our first bet here, right? So we're literally going back now to our tier 1 bet. Okay, we're going to return to our tier 1 bet. All right. Now, here's the question, right? Some people will tell you that you're going to progress back to this. And then anywhere you win, if you win here, you're going to go back to the 1, right? You can do that if you want to be more aggressive, okay? Or you can be more conservative, and because you won here, even though you're down, you can return back to the beginning of the tier 1 bet. That's up to you to see whether, if you're returning to a tier, do you want to return here or not? All right? That's up to you, because that just means you're being a little bit more aggressive. And obviously, if you win here, then just like you always do, you're going to return here, right? But if you were to go back to here and you were to lose, you're going back here again, okay? So it's up to you how you want to play the tiers, how aggressive you want to be. I'm going to play it ultra conservative. What a surprise. And I'm just going to return here. Okay? But if you want to try to jump ahead and finish quicker, then you can go here. Okay? So we'll just jump back to tier 1. All right? So we're going to go back and we're going to do a $10 bet here. And we lose. All right? So see how we're being very conservative. Now we're on our second tier 1 bet. So that's another 1. So that's a 10 here. And we lose, right? So now we're on our third one, which is still a one unit bet, and we're here. And we win. So now we're going to return back to our tier 1 bet, right? Our tier 1 bet. So we're going to do a $10 bet here, all right? Now, you could, maybe we'll try it after this next one. If we get up high, if we lose a row, we'll go back and we'll try the next one on the aggressive mode. So here we go. So we're back to our tier 1 unit bet. So we're playing it ultra conservative right now. We lost. So now we're going to do our second 1 unit bet over here. We lost. We're doing our third and final 1 unit bet, and that's here. Okay? Do you see how conservative this is? We lost. We're going to a 2 unit bet over here. We lost. We're going to our second 2 unit bet. So the whole point of this is just to show you how this works, this money management. And there we go. We won. Okay? So now we're going to return to our 1 unit bet again. You're always going to return after any win on that row back here. Okay? So we're back here and we're back at our $10 unit. So you can see how if you really want to be ultra conservative, this is the way you do it. Okay, that's a loss. It's a 0. So we're going to, on our second, well, first we're going to do a free spin, but we're going to be on our second 1 unit bet. Okay. So second 1 unit bet is here in second dozen. Whoops, what happened? I don't know what happened. Second 1 unit bet is here. I don't know what happened there, guys. Maybe I didn't hit it. There we go. Okay, so now we're returning back to our 1 unit bet. And we're back here. We lost. We're on second 1 unit bet here. And we win. All right, so we return again, and we're on 1 unit bet at the beginning. And you see how we've never gotten out of control. We were probably down 30 or 40 at the most. Okay, that was a win here. Okay, so we did win, and we're back up 1 unit again, right? The most we've been up is, I think, 4 units. So you could have quit at 4 units. Because remember, we're showing this being done with $10 bets. So it's up to you what you want your bankroll to look like and how many levels you're willing to go. Now, so let me show you a little bit of a variation. So I showed you before that one variation is that if you do have to go from, let's say, this level, let's say you lost this bet, and you have to go to the C level, right? And let's say you win this bet, all right? If you win this first bet, then you're going to jump back down to the B level, right? Now you can jump back down to this bet, right? Be more aggressive, and if you win this bet, then you're obviously back here, you know, back at the beginning of the B level again, right? So, and then if you win this bet, you can move down to the A level here. But we showed you the other conservative way is to go from a win here to go back to here. Okay, back to here. And a win here, an initial win here, back to a win here. So it's up to you whether you want to jump from here to here or here to here, how conservative or aggressive. Now, the other thing is, it's up to you to create your levels. So if you've won multiple times on level 1 and you're up a bunch of units, you can make the decision now, because you're up, to start, instead of starting back here, if you have enough profits, you can start here, right? Let's say you run through this level multiple times and you're staying because you're going to make this your first level now. You can make the leap to level 3 and try to win a few times here. So this is flexible, right? Flexible. It's flexible. So let's just do that for a minute to show you what it looks like. Let's jump into tier 2 as our, let's say we've won a bunch of money here. Okay, we've been through this multiple times. We've won 10, 12 units here. So we've decided that we're not quitting, which you know I usually quit, but let's decide that we came back an hour later and now we're going to play a B level, right? So let's just go ahead and make our units $10 still, and now we're going to be on the B level. So the last spin was here, the last win was here, so we're going to do 2 units now, right? 20. And we lose. So now we're still on a 2-unit bet, which is 20 here. So you see how we're just starting this at the B level. We lose. We're on our third sequence, third one of the sequence, and that's going to now be here. So this is our final bet at the 2-unit sequence. And we win. Okay? So now we return back to the 2 bet. Right? We return back to the 2 bet, just like we were doing here. So now we're back on the 2 bet. And we lose. We do our next 2 bet here. This is our second 2 bet. We lose. We're on our third 2 bet, third and final 2 bet here. And we lose. We're on to our third bet, our 3-unit bet, and we're here. And we win. Okay? So now we jump back here again because we finished. We had a win. We're going to go back to a 2-unit bet here. So we're on our 2-unit bet here. I don't know why that something is glitchy today here. That was a loss. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't show it the way that it normally does. So that's a loss. Was that a 2? Oh my God, I just lost it. I think that was our second 2-unit bet. If I made a mistake, I apologize. So I think this is our third 2-unit bet. Okay? Because talking and doing this at the same time, you know, talking and chewing gum is not easy. So I think it's the third one. And we lost. So now we're on to the 3-unit bet here. And we lost. So now we're on to our second 3-unit bet. So you guys are getting the hang of this, right? $36. I don't know why it's something weird's going on here, but that was our second 3-unit bet, I think. Okay, if I'm making a mistake on that, you guys know what's going on, right? After a loss, you're progressing. So if I did make a mistake, you guys see it in front of you here. So now we're on our final bet of the level B, if I did it correctly, and that's going to be in the third dozen. So we're going to bet 40, right? 4 units. And we lost. So what do we do when we lose? We progress to the next level. So here we go. So we're going to be on our 3-unit bet, which is the first one in sequence C, right? Tier C. So we're going to do a 3-unit bet here. And I don't care if we're winning or losing. Obviously, what I'm showing you is a different way of betting. That's the whole point. So it's not about the bet selection. So now we're on our second one here. So this is another 3-unit bet. And we win. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back and restart that row. at 3 units. So we're going to do 3 units here, and we're going to spin. And we lose. We're going to do 3 units. Again, this is the second one here. And we lose. We're going to do 3 units here. And we spin. And we win. Okay? And then we return here again, right? We'd return here. And if we won here, then we would have our decision to go back down to B. So let's just do that for the hell of it. That was a 30, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to do our first unit. I think that was not our first one. Let's just assume for demo purposes that we return back and this is our first one. I think it is. So let's go ahead and do that. And we win. Good. Perfect for our example. So now, do you want to return to B? Let's return to B. Let's do the conservative approach and return to level B, right? So now we're gonna do 2 units here. And we won again. Okay? So now we're gonna stay there and we're gonna rebet, right? And we're gonna, because we're back here again. And we won again. Okay? So you see how that works? We're up 40. I know we probably made several mistakes, but you understand the point here is that you're not progressing out of control. You're also not making all your money back after a loss. And this is the slow, methodical way that we like to play. This is just another one of those money managements that we can suggest to people, along with some of the other things that we've been showing, our 3-bet, version that we show on some of them, the 1-2-3, the 1-2, all these different very conservative approaches. This is another way of approaching it. Okay. Now you can build multiple levels. So understand that this is the way that we're showing you, but you can build multiple more levels onto this. So I hope you guys, this was just a demo of another very conservative way of handling money management. And it works really well with the dozens and the columns, but you can use it on other things as well. So we'll see you on the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you next time.